Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April the 1st, 2015, and this is the daily Ichimoku video from Global FX Club. Just before going forward, please do pause the recording and read over our risk disclaimer. All right, performance wise, we are closing out the month in the green. Um, a good trade that we ended off with was the long Euro Aussie. Okay, that was a positive trade, plus 234 pips. Looking at that setup in particular, um, what we've seen is this was the setup. Okay, um, setup for long from 139.22. We went to break even, and then we ended up closing it at 1.4156. Okay, so got a long down here. Again, for the setups, this is what we typically do. We'll send you guys, as soon as we take the trade, we'll send you the setup, and just to show you guys exactly what we are looking at. Okay, and then that trade in particular, let's pull that trade up. You'll see it was a good exit point too, right? So we got out just at the 100% Fibonacci extension, and now we just wait because it could extend higher into. So this was the zone, the upside zone. So we ended up getting out just at the 100% fib, but it could go to 123.6 into the 161. But we were content with that first uh, exit zone, and glad we did because as of now we are pulling back. All right, so let's look at trades from an Ichimoku standpoint. We are in one open position as of late. Again, members, jump in the chat room. You could just sit in there. You don't have to say much if you don't want to. We'll post setups. We'll post trades that we'll take, articles, etc. Very good just to keep notice on that angle. And then at the same time, you can click on the members area tab, and then you'll see the trade setups area here. Any signals. We'll also put setups on this zone here, so just keep notice of that. Open means obviously we're in that trade. Then we have fundamental technicals, the various videos, and then even more key support and resistance levels, stocks, education, etc. So a lot. But if you want, you could just sit in the chat room, and a lot of the updates will flow through that area. All right. But as of late, we are in this long Kiwi dollar. Depending on how it develops, we'll see. But so far, holding that 4-hour trend line support. The future cloud, it looks like it's turning bearish, but it's bullish as of now. We would like to see prices break back above the Tinkin, and then ideally, I'll probably look to get out around the Kijun if we do bounce higher. And that would be just around that 50% Fibonacci retracement into the 61.8% Fib retracement area. Okay, so that's going to be big for the Kiwi dollar. Um, and at the same time, uh, key notice is going to be on a lot of these other pairs. So dollar yen, okay, we wrote an article about this, and this was a key trade setup. Okay, we posted this earlier, but we have some descending trendline resistance. We don't rule out a back test before pushing higher, and then you can see a similar development on the CAD yen. CAD future cloud is also bearish. We are below both the Tenkin and the Kijun. Okay, um, we draw a trendline resistance. So we broke below, but then tackled right back above this area. I'm not keen on it, hence why I'm not really in the trade. But just from a trade setup area, it should follow suit alongside the dollar yen from a correlation standpoint. And then if you is the same setup across the board with the yen crosses as the future cloud everywhere on the 4 hour time frame. And even if we open up on the daily, this is the ASEAN. ASEAN future cloud is bearish. Um, Dalian, the future cloud is bullish, but however, we seen the Tekken Kijin crossover to the downside. The only thing that will lead me to um, take a trade on the Dalian in particular is a break above this 4 hour descending area, because this is contradicting, and at the 4 hour it's to the upside, the daily is to the downside. But however, I like the longer time frames, and the daily cloud is still bullish. All right. Euro dollar. Okay. Euro dollar has witnessed a southbound journey, to say the least. Okay. Daily cloud is bearish. The 4 hour cloud bullish as of late, but we already had the weak Tenkan Kijin crossover, so that is bearish for the pair. And then ideally, with this recent move, I don't rule out tad bit higher before lower. Key area is going to be the Tinkin at 107.90, followed by 108.80. Those are the key sell zones. With stops, the invalidation point is going to be, I'll put the price level. The invalidation point ruling against downside is just that recent high 1.1055. Okay, so watch out for that. But as long as we stay below this area here, then if we do witness a bounce, that bounce should be a sell into or en route for new lows. Okay. Its counterpart, the pound dollar, similar. Difference is the future cloud is bearish already, and we have already found resistance at that 4 hour tanking. Okay, I mean at that 4 hour Kijin. So you see prices hit the Kijin and then rejected that area. We'd like to see further downside for the pair. Risk to reward is not optimal at this level, in my opinion. But we do have some horizontal resistance. So as long as prices stay below that 1.49 area on the daily move, watch out and don't rule out a new move to new lows en route south of 146.30. All right, but risk to reward, your stops, in my opinion, is going to be too high. You're looking at the spike at 151.67, but as soon as you see that daily close above, then the downside is ruled out, and then you're looking for a bounce at least. But from the Ichimoku standpoint, okay, the pair is still in favor of the bears. All right. What I just pulled up was RSI. Just for momentum purposes, getting some bullish indication as you started to see some divergence. But again, because with the recent moves across the board, just don't rule out further downside. Same thing is going on with the Aussie dollar. Okay, this is the Aussie dollar daily chart. Future cloud is bearish. We do have a weak taking Kijun crossover to the upside. Um, Very skeptical of this pair right now. Again, it has been shooting off to the downside. Ideally, what we like to see is a move towards this trendline resistance, even towards a Kijin at 77.60. That will be ideal for a possible short. That lines up with the trend line. It also lines up with the bottom side of the cloud. We see that the future cloud is bearish. From a shorter time period, though, if you're looking for a possible long, then ideally a upside crossover. So you see here how this is the hourly chart now for the Aussie dollar. we see the bearish crossover and how prices really continue lower, you're looking for the same. You will look for the same thing. For the Aussie dollar hourly. Okay, if we get that hourly 1 hour bullish crossover, then you're looking at future